Sofia sat alone in the dimly lit living room, the ticking of the antique grandfather clock echoing through the silent house. Outside, the storm raged, with rain pelting against the windows and thunder shaking the old foundations. Her parents had left for a weekend trip, leaving her with the eerie silence of their ancestral home. The flickering candlelight cast dancing shadows on the walls, making the family portraits appear as ghostly observers. Sofia's unease grew as the night wore on, and the house seemed to exhale its own ancient secrets. She decided to distract herself and ventured upstairs to her room, attempting to lose herself in a book. Yet, the atmosphere in the house felt oppressive, and the creaking floorboards beneath her feet seemed to whisper unheard secrets. Unable to concentrate, Sofia found herself back downstairs, seeking solace in the familiarity of the living room. As she settled on the worn-out couch, the laughter began. Soft at first, like distant chimes in the wind, it slowly grew louder. Sofia's heart quickened, her gaze darted around the room. The laughter seemed to originate from downstairs, in the heart of the ancient house. Dread clung to the air as she hesitated, debating whether to investigate or dismiss it as her imagination running wild. The laughter persisted, weaving through the air like an unsettling melody. Sofia's curiosity overcame her fear, and she cautiously descended the creaking staircase. Each step seemed to protest her intrusion, echoing louder than the laughter itself. The old wooden banister felt cold and unfamiliar beneath her trembling fingers. As she reached the landing, the laughter ceased abruptly, leaving only the echoes of its eerie resonance. The hallway stretched before her, adorned with dusty family portraits and antique furniture. The air became heavier as she ventured deeper into the house, guided only by the flickering light of her candle. The darkness seemed to close in around her, and the silence was punctuated by the occasional groan of the old house settling. A distant whisper reached her ears, unintelligible and haunting. Sofia strained to comprehend the words, but they slipped away like smoke. The laughter returned, this time closer and more pronounced. It echoed from the drawing room, a place where her family rarely treaded due to its unsettling history. As she pushed open the heavy door, the room greeted her with an oppressive stillness. The faded furniture looked frozen in time, covered in dust cloths that barely concealed the wear and tear of generations past. The atmosphere seemed to crackle with an otherworldly energy. The laughter, now more sinister, emanated from the darkest corner of the room. Sofia's breath caught in her throat as she approached, her candle casting long shadows that seemed to dance with malevolence. In that corner, obscured by the gloom, a figure began to materialize. A ghostly woman, draped in tattered garments, stood with hollow eyes fixed on Sofia. The laughter emanated from her, a haunting symphony that echoed with pain. The room seemed to shudder as the ghostly figure extended a spectral hand, inviting Sofia into the past. The visions unfolded before her like a macabre play. The woman, once alive, had been wronged in the very room they stood. A tale of betrayal, loss, and a life cut short echoed through the spectral laughter. Sofia watched in horror as the tragic story unfolded, intertwined with her family's past. The realization struck her with a chilling certainty: the ghost was bound to the house by a curse, seeking solace through the laughter that echoed in the halls. The weight of the past pressed upon Sofia's shoulders, and she felt compelled to free the tormented spirit. Armed with newfound knowledge, she delved into her family's archives, uncovering forgotten letters and journals. The more she unearthed, the more the ghostly woman's story intertwined with her own lineage. The house held a legacy of pain, and Sofia was determined to break the cycle. With each discovery, the laughter grew more desperate, pleading for release. The storm outside mirrored the turmoil within the house. Sofia, now a conduit between the living and the dead, performed a ritual to lay the ghost to rest. As the final incantation left her lips, the house quivered, and the laughter faded into an ethereal sigh. The storm outside subsided, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted. The once haunted halls now echoed with a newfound tranquility. In the aftermath, Sofia found herself changed. The ancestral home, once a source of fear, became a place of redemption. The laughter, once haunting, now seemed like a distant memory. The storm had passed, leaving Sofia with the haunting memories of the night and a changed perspective on her family's history. The weeks that followed the night of the haunting were marked by an eerie calm in the ancestral home. Sofia, having laid the ghost to rest, tried to resume a sense of normalcy. Her parents returned, unaware of the supernatural events that had unfolded in their absence. Yet, the shadows of the past lingered, and the house, though seemingly at peace, held secrets that refused to be buried. Sofia's nights were plagued by restless dreams, each one a fragmented echo of the ghostly woman's tragic tale. She became obsessed with understanding the history that bound her family to the house, sensing that the past held more than she had initially uncovered. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows through the halls, Sofia found herself drawn to the forgotten corners of the house. The drawing room, once a place of spectral laughter, now stood in stoic silence. The dust cloths had been removed, revealing antique furniture that seemed to whisper forgotten stories. In the dim light, Sofia discovered an old family album tucked away on a forgotten shelf. As she leafed through its yellowing pages, faces from generations past stared back at her. Amid the faded photographs, a sense of familiarity struck her. The ghostly woman, now at peace, had once been a living member of her family. The realization sent shivers down her spine. The curse that had bound the ghost was intricately woven into the fabric of her bloodline. Determined to unravel the mystery, Sofia delved deeper into the family's archives, uncovering letters, diaries, and hidden passages within the house. Each revelation pulled her further into the labyrinth of her family's history. The tales of betrayal, forbidden love, and untimely deaths painted a picture of a lineage cursed by its own secrets. The laughter, she discovered, was not the only lingering echo in the old halls. One night, guided by a cryptic entry in an ancient journal, Sofia discovered a hidden chamber behind a concealed panel in the library. The room was adorned with symbols and arcane writings, suggesting a connection to a long-forgotten ritual. In the center of the chamber stood a mysterious artifact, a family heirloom with an ominous aura. As Sofia touched the artifact, a surge of energy coursed through her. Visions flashed before her eyes, revealing the struggles of her ancestors against a malevolent force that sought to bind them to the house. The laughter, once an expression of the ghost's torment, now seemed like a manifestation of a dark entity feeding on the family's suffering. Determined to break the curse's hold, Sofia enlisted the help of a local historian well-versed in the occult. Together, they deciphered the ancient writings and uncovered a ritual that held the key to severing the ties that bound the family to the malevolent force. The ritual required a convergence of celestial events, and as the date approached, the atmosphere in the house grew tense. Sofia's dreams intensified, revealing the tormented souls of her ancestors trapped in a cycle of despair. The artifact, now a conduit for their pain, pulsed with an otherworldly energy. On the eve of the celestial alignment, Sofia stood in the drawing room, surrounded by the artifacts of her family's history. The laughter, now a mournful wail, reverberated through the walls. The house seemed to resist the impending ritual, as if the malevolent force within fought to maintain its grip. As the celestial alignment reached its peak, Sofia began the ritual, reciting ancient incantations passed down through generations. The artifact glowed with an ethereal light, and the air crackled with energy. The laughter, now a desperate cry for release, reached a crescendo. The house trembled, its foundations shaking as if caught in the throes of a storm. Shadows danced across the walls, and the spirits of Sofia's ancestors seemed to materialize in the room. The malevolent force, now exposed, fought against the ritual's power. With a final incantation, Sofia channeled her family's collective will to break free from the curse. The artifact absorbed the malevolent force, its glow intensifying before shattering with a deafening explosion. The laughter ceased, replaced by a profound silence that settled over the house. As the dust settled, Sofia found herself alone in the now serene drawing room. The malevolent force that had haunted her family for generations was gone, and the spirits of her ancestors had found peace. The house, once a vessel for suffering, now radiated a tranquility that echoed through its hallowed halls. In the aftermath, Sofia emerged from the ordeal changed but liberated. The curse broken, the ancestral home became a place of healing rather than a repository of darkness. The storm that had gripped her family for centuries had finally passed, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and the promise of a new beginning. Sofia's nights remained haunted by the echoes of the past, even after the malevolent force had been expelled from her ancestral home. The silence, once a welcome relief, now seemed pregnant with unspoken secrets. The house, though free from the curse, held lingering shadows that danced in the corners of Sofia's consciousness. Unable to escape the pull of her family's history, Sofia dedicated herself to unraveling the remaining mysteries. The artifact, the catalyst for the ritual that had broken the curse, now rested in a secure display in the library. Its glow had faded, but Sofia couldn't shake the feeling that its purpose extended beyond the liberation of her ancestors. One evening, as she pored over dusty tomes in the library, Sofia stumbled upon a hidden compartment beneath the artifact's display. Inside, she found a journal that belonged to the ghostly woman she had laid to rest. The pages whispered of a darkness that transcended the curse, a malevolent force that lingered even after the ritual. The ghostly woman, now revealed as Isabella, had been both victim and unwitting accomplice in a much grander scheme. The journal spoke of a ritual gone awry, of an attempt to harness supernatural power that had led to a rift between the worlds. Isabella's laughter, once a torment, had been an unintended consequence of the failed experiment. Determined to understand the full extent of the darkness that clung to her family, Sofia delved into forbidden knowledge. She sought out ancient texts and consulted experts in the occult, uncovering a web of interconnected mysteries that spanned centuries. The malevolent force, she learned, was not vanquished but merely contained. Its tendrils reached into the fabric of reality, waiting for an opportunity to resurface. Sofia realized that the ritual had been a temporary solution, a bandage on a wound that ran deep through her family's history. As she delved further, Sofia discovered an ancient prophecy that foretold of a chosen one, a descendant of the cursed lineage destined to confront the malevolent force once and for all. The prophecy spoke of a hidden chamber, accessible only to the one fated to break the cycle. The clues led Sofia to a forgotten wing of the house, concealed behind layers of illusions. The air in the hidden corridor felt charged with an otherworldly energy, and Sofia's steps reverberated through the hallowed halls. Paintings of her ancestors adorned the walls, their eyes following her as if guiding her to her destiny. The hidden chamber, when revealed, was adorned with symbols and celestial markings. At its center stood an ancient pedestal, upon which rested a tome bound in human skin. Sofia hesitated, the weight of the prophecy settling upon her shoulders. As she opened the tome, ancient whispers filled the chamber. The words, written in a language long forgotten, began to make sense in her mind. The chosen one, it seemed, was not merely a savior but a vessel, a conduit for the very essence of the malevolent force. The revelations shook Sofia to her core. The laughter, the rituals, the curses, all were part of a cosmic cycle that required a sacrifice to maintain the delicate balance between worlds. The chosen one, she realized with a sinking heart, was destined to merge with the malevolent force to prevent its resurgence. Fear and determination warred within Sofia as she grappled with the impossible choice before her. The weight of her family's legacy bore down on her, and the laughter that had haunted her dreams echoed in the chamber. The ritual, it seemed, had merely delayed the inevitable. As the celestial alignment approached once again, Sofia found herself torn between duty and self-preservation. The house, aware of the impending convergence, seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy. Shadows danced on the walls, and the air crackled with an otherworldly anticipation. In the final hours before the alignment, Sofia prepared for the ritual that would bind her to the malevolent force. The artifact, once dormant, pulsed with renewed energy. The laughter, now a symphony of torment, filled the air as the house itself seemed to awaken to its ancient purpose. The chosen one's path was a lonely one, and Sofia faced the solitude with a heavy heart. She confided in no one, burdened by the knowledge that her sacrifice was necessary to protect not only her family but the very fabric of reality. The night of the celestial alignment arrived, and the hidden chamber became a stage for a cosmic drama. The laughter, now a chorus of 1,000 souls, surrounded Sofia as she stood at the ancient pedestal. The tone whispered its secrets, guiding her through the incantations that would bind her to the malevolent force. As the ritual reached its climax, the chamber trembled, and the laughter reached a deafening crescendo. Shadows coalesced around Sofia, wrapping her in a spectral embrace. The malevolent force, now sentient, merged with her essence, and the boundaries between worlds blurred. For a moment, Sofia experienced a kaleidoscope of memories, the joys and sorrows of her ancestors, the laughter that echoed through the ages, and the weight of the cosmic cycle. The chosen one, now a vessel for the malevolent force, stood at the crossroads of existence. As the celestial alignment waned, Sofia's consciousness merged with the malevolent force, transcending the confines of time and space. The laughter, once a torment, became a melancholic melody, a requiem for a lineage bound by destiny. In the aftermath, the hidden chamber returned to its dormant state, concealing the sacrifice that had transpired within its walls. The house, now silent and still, bore witness to the unspoken heroism of its last descendant. The storm outside subsided, and the world continued, oblivious to the cosmic struggle that had unfolded. The artifact, now devoid of its malevolent energy, rested in the library as a silent memorial to Sofia's sacrifice. The laughter, once an echo of torment, became a whispered tribute to the forgotten chosen one who had preserved the delicate balance between worlds. And so, the ancestral home stood as a silent sentinel, its walls echoing with the untold stories of a lineage shaped by sacrifice and haunted by the laughter that transcended the boundaries of time and space. The legacy of Sofia, the chosen one, lingered in the hallowed halls, a testament to the silent heroism that bound the past, present, and future.